In the British ruling Tory party, doubts about Prime Minister Boris Johnson are growing rapidly. More and more Tories accuse the head of government of lacking competence and a clear course, and of getting the party increasingly into trouble. So, some Conservative MPs are apparently already thinking of replacing Johnson, although the various factions of the party would find it difficult to agree on a successor. In fact, Tories, who previously supported Johnson, are now beginning to break away from him for the first time. Real frustration prevails in the party, quoted the Financial Times as saying, a member of this group as saying, a speech that Johnson gave to the British Federation of Industrialists at the beginning of the week, and in which he lost himself in extensive digressions and at times even did not know what to do next, caused dismay among many of his partisans. You might have seen my video on that one. For half a minute, he searched his papers for the right progression of the speech, stammering several times, forgive me, I'm sorry. Well, then he sparked incredulous laughter from Great Britain's business bosses when he reported to them in lively improvisation about his previous day's trip to an amusement park named after a cartoon pig, the Peppa Pig Park. With regard to COVID, he explained that Mother Nature is not right if you work from home instead of in the office. And when it came to climate change, he compared himself as the messenger of the commandments, well, to Moses. So, to the utter consternation of his audience, he mimicked a gasoline engine with a noise that was recorded in the official protocol of the government headquarters as arum, arum, ugh, or something like that. The speech aroused so much amazement that a reporter asked the Prime Minister whether he was all right. Well, answer probably is no. A spokesman for the Association of British Small Businesses expressed the fear that the head of government, just as in his rhetoric, had lost his way in his politics. Other industrialists accused Johnson of lacking any strategy and of only operating with din and hot air. In fact, Johnson has faced severe criticism several times over the past few weeks and days, including from within his own ranks. At first, with his attempt to suppress corruption allegations against an ex-minister in Parliament and to change the system at his own discretion, he had also turned many Tory backbenchers against him. On this issue, he was forced to make an extremely embarrassing U-turn once again. Anger, especially among his MPs from central and northern England, caused him to cancel several solemnly promised high-speed rail connections for these regions last week. Residents of the traditional Labour areas who voted for the first time in the general election of 2019 for the Tories, not least because of Brexit, were outraged by this betrayal in many places. Grim comments have been made in the same areas when it has become clear in the last few days that the government was seeking at the last minute to revise a heralded plan to reform the old age and welfare system in England. According to the new version of the plan, wealthier Britons should now be able to benefit more from this reform than their poorer citizens, who often live in the north. The House of Lords is expected to call for return to the original plan. The fact that more boat refugees are currently crossing the English Channel than ever before to apply for asylum in England has also triggered a very special unrest in the Conservative camp. This year alone, it was almost 26,000 in the entire year, and that's 9,000 more than the previous year or something like this. Home Secretary Priti Patel and Johnson had promised that they would regain sovereignty over their borders with Brexit. Incidentally, the bottom line was that the mood among British companies hardly changed in November. The Shopping Manager Index compiled by IHS Markit fell slightly compared to October by 0.1 points to 57.7 points, as Markit announced in London on Tuesday. While the indicator for industry rose, it fell for service providers. Market chief economist Chris Williamson spoke of a combination of significant growth, a robust labour market and high inflationary pressure. A rate hike by the Bank of England in December is likely. But even this missing severe drop is not helping Johnson with the trouble in his own party now, and it will be interesting to see how this continues. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.